Welcome back to AskAPop. Today we're talking about on earth as it is in heaven. I wanted to start off by telling you about the unconventional way that I met my wife. It was at her grandfather's funeral. Oh, did I also forget to mention the fact that she happens to be my best friend's daughter? Okay, now back up for a second. At her granddaddy's funeral, we weren't swiping right or anything like that. And did I mention the fact that her daddy is quite a bit older than me? So it wasn't anything nefarious. And her dad had mentioned her quite a few times over the years. I'd known him for about a decade, and he had mentioned her to me and me to her, but we had never actually met until it was time for us to meet. And after the funeral, he wanted to thank me for showing up at the funeral by driving down to Florida and visiting me at my housewarming party. He convinced her to come over, and we met properly at that time. And once we did, we exchanged numbers, and we were pretty much inseparable until about a year later, on the date of the same day that we'd met. And I wanted to turn a bad day into a good day, so with his blessing, I asked for her hand in marriage, with whatever life would have to bring for us, and she accepted. And then we were going to actually do the whole thing again the following year and have our marriage. But life had some surprises in store when my mom's cancer progressed seriously, and we wanted her to be in the wedding, so we moved it up from 7 months to 8 weeks away. But having said that, the venue and everything was still there. Our pastor was going to take the summer off, a couple weeks off in the summer. He only had 4 days available, but it happened to be the 4 days that we were going to need for him to be able to marry us, between a vacation and a church trip to Scotland. And now, why am I telling you all this? Well, the reason I'm wanting to tell you this is because that's kind of the way our whole marriage has been, is we do what we can, and then we prayerfully turn it over to God and let him do the rest. It's a roller coaster. And, the way that it works is God is in control. He's going to do everything he can for us. And it might not be exactly the way we want it to go, but it's always going to turn out great, and it's going to turn out better than we ever hoped. I'm going to kind of close with something that I learned at Chosen Con. It was the way they interpret something. When God answers prayers, there's 4 different ways he can do it. Yes, I can't believe you finally asked me. Yes, but soon, not now. Yes, but not in the way you were asking for it. I'll give you something better and different. Or no, because it's not right for you. And I may or may not tell you why. What I found interesting about that is 3 out of the 4 of them are yes. And the only one that's no is because he has a reason, and he may or may not tell you, but that's good enough for this old coot. Anywho, that's what I wanted to share with you today, is God's always got a reason, and he loves us so much, and he wants to bring heaven down to earth. And all we got to do is trust him. And when things go sideways, instead of getting angry, turn to God in prayer. I'll close with the Bible verses today, which is Matthew 6, 9 through 13, and Romans 8, 26 through 39. As far as questions go, how do you handle it when things don't go your way? Everybody gets frustrated, angry, sad, and depressed, but it's after that's what's important. Is prayer and pivot part of your toolbox? God bless you. Have a great day.